Every corner of the UK holds secrets where the past refuses to fade. Shadows linger, whispers of the forgotten echo in the night. Welcome to the haunted heart of England. Dare to uncover its darkest tales. 1. Kent. They call Kent the Garden of England, a place of orchards, cathedrals, and quiet charm. But hidden among the rolling hills and tidy streets are stories that bloom in the dark. In the shadow of Rochester Cathedral, it's said a monk in white still walks the corridors at night, tracing a path he's walked for centuries. His sandals make no sound, yet visitors have reported a soft brushing behind them, as if someone just passed. A little farther out, in a quiet suburb of Canterbury, commuters whisper about a man in an old wool coat who boards the last train. He never speaks, never blinks, and just before the train reaches the final stop, he disappears completely. Shopkeepers along cobbled streets tell of lights switching on long after they've closed, and voices whispering names that match no living soul. Some claim it's just echoes of history. Others say the past in Kent isn't echoing, it's watching. In a place this old, time folds in on itself. And sometimes, what you think is memory might just be company. Even in daylight, some windows in Kent reflect more than just your face. And on certain streets, no matter where you walk, it always feels like you're being led. 2. Yorkshire. Yorkshire wears its age like a velvet cloak, elegant, weathered, and heavy with ghosts. The streets of York are paved not only with stone, but with silence that waits to be broken. In the dead of night, people have heard footsteps behind them on Shambles Lane, only to turn and find no one there. Some swear the shadows move just a beat behind the light. In Whitby, the wind off the North Sea carries the kind of chill that seeps into your bones. It's where Dracula was born, not just the novel, but something darker. A crumbling gravestone near St. Mary's Church bears no name, but flowers appear there each full moon. No one sees who leaves them. In some pubs, chairs shift by themselves, doors unlock with no key, and in certain alleys, if you stop too long and listen carefully, you'll hear your name, spoken in a voice you don't recognize. Yorkshire doesn't try to scare you. It doesn't need to. It simply reminds you. Some stories never end. They wait. There are doors in this county that haven't been opened in over a century, and for good reason. Some places here don't just hold history. They trap it. 3. Cornwall. Cornwall is a place where the land ends and the unknown begins. Tourists see postcard-perfect towns, quaint harbours, cream tea by the sea. But for those who've stayed long enough, there's a hum beneath the waves, like a voice you almost recognise. Old fishermen still speak of ships that sailed out under clear skies and vanished into fog that no one else saw. And sometimes, long after the missing are forgotten, people report seeing a sail on the horizon, glowing faintly, heading toward shore, but never quite arriving. There's a lighthouse on the cliff outside Porthcurno, long shut down, long broken, but some nights the beam turns slowly, 3 flashes, then silence. It's said that when you see it flash, someone nearby won't wake up. Beneath those narrow lanes and leaning houses, there's a current of something ancient, older than Christianity, older than myth. Locals say the sea has moods. When she's quiet, she's remembering. When she's loud, she's angry. And when she sings, you don't answer. Some believe the tide brings back more than shells. It brings pieces of stories unfinished. And if you ever hear your name called across the water, don't look back. 4. Essex. Essex may seem like a place where life moves on. Fast trains, modern homes, new developments. But in the cracks of its foundations, something older lingers. Borley Rectory was once called the most haunted house in England. People saw figures in the windows, heard footsteps pacing the hallways, felt cold hands reach out from the dark, and then it burned. But even now, long after the ruins were cleared, the land refuses peace. A pub just down the road reports glasses shattering without cause and radios turning on by themselves, always to static. One postman quit his route after delivering letters addressed to Borley, decades after it ceased to exist. There's a building in Chelmsford where the top floor has been sealed shut since 1983. No one knows why. When asked, the landlord simply says, "It's quieter that way. The hauntings here aren't loud. They don't chase you. They sit quietly in the corner of your eye." In Essex, it's not the ghosts that scream. It's the silence that unnerves you. Even on crowded streets, there are windows no one ever sees open, and rooms no one admits to renting. Some places don't need a haunting. The absence of life is eerie enough. 5. Lancashire. In Lancashire, the hills are soft, but the stories cut deep. The Pendle witch trials left scars that never healed, not on the land, but on the air. The women who were accused, tortured, and executed in 1612 are said to still walk the fields near their homes, heads covered, eyes full of warning. At sunset, a chill settles on the Pendle slopes, even in summer. Locals say it's not the weather, it's the watching. In Clitheroe, the town clock sometimes stops at 3:17 a.m., the exact time one of the witches was sentenced. Residents report flickering lights, odd smells of burning herbs, and the faint sound of whispering when no one else is home. Once a year, someone leaves flowers at the stone where one of the accused lived. No one sees who. It's as if the past is waiting for someone to finish what was started. In Lancashire, witchcraft isn't just history. It's a memory with a heartbeat. Ask too many questions in Pendle, and you'll feel the shift, like the air itself grows tired of your curiosity. And when the wind changes direction, don't speak, just listen. 6. Hampshire. Hampshire is a place where the past often feels closer than the present. Known for its rolling countryside and seaside towns, it's hard to believe the darker tales that linger here. In the ancient city of Winchester, the ghost of King Alfred still roams, seeking redemption for the mistakes of his past. People walking near the Great Hall often feel an unexplained chill or hear the soft rustle of robes behind them. It is said that his spirit is bound to the castle, unable to find peace until the kingdom he fought for is restored. Further south, the haunting of the old vinegar works in Portsmouth has puzzled locals for years. The once thriving warehouse is said to be haunted by the spirits of workers who died in a tragic explosion. Witnesses have reported hearing loud bangs, followed by the unmistakable sound of footsteps on the creaking floorboards, though no one is there. Some have even seen flickering lights in windows that have long since been boarded up. On the outskirts of the New Forest, eerie sounds echo through the trees at night. Stories speak of ghostly horses that appear on foggy mornings, their riders vanishing into the mist. Some believe the horses are the souls of lost travelers, still wandering through the forest in search of a way out. Hampshire's stories, both royal and tragic, remind us that in this quiet county, time never fully moves on, and the past refuses to be forgotten. 7. Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire is a land of ancient stone and shadow, where the past lingers in every crevice. In Watton under Edge, the ancient Ram Inn stands as a testament to centuries of history and hauntings. Once a priory, then a home, and now a place of eerie legend, it is said to be built upon a pagan burial ground. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps in empty rooms, seeing shadows move without cause, and feeling sudden drops in temperature. Some claim to have heard strange, unintelligible whispers in the corners of the building, as though unseen entities are watching. Not far from here, in the Cotswolds, lies the Ragged Cot Inn. In the 18th century, the landlord, Bill Claver, tragically killed his wife and child during a robbery attempt. Their spirits are said to haunt the inn, with guests reporting sightings of a woman and child in old-fashioned clothing appearing at the foot of the stairs or by the hearth. Sometimes, the faint smell of perfume or freshly baked bread fills the air, evoking an eerie nostalgia. Gloucestershire's haunted sites are not just tales, they are experiences that linger long after you've left. Even the smallest whisper seems to echo through time, reminding us that the past is never truly gone, and the spirits remain in the stone. 8. Dorset's coastline is both beautiful and haunting, with tales of the sea's dark secrets. On Portland Island, Cave Hole is a sea cave with a chilling legend. It is said to be home to Roy Dog, a monstrous black dog with fiery eyes who drags unsuspecting travelers into the depths. Local fishermen speak of eerie howls on stormy nights, and some claim to have seen the beast's glowing eyes from the cave's entrance. The cave is also believed to be cursed, with locals warning anyone who dares enter to never return after dark. In Sandford Orcas, the 16th century manor house is steeped in history and mystery. The manor, once home to the powerful Arundel family, is rumoured to be haunted by the spirits of its former inhabitants. Guests have reported hearing whispers in the halls, seeing fleeting figures in the windows, and experiencing an overwhelming sense of being watched. Others claim to have felt cold hands brushing against their necks during the night, as though invisible hands are trying to hold them. Dorset's maritime history and ancient estates create a backdrop for tales that blur the line between history and the supernatural, where the land and sea seem to guard secrets that no one is meant to uncover. 9. Norfolk, with its flat landscapes and ancient churches, holds stories of the past that refuse to fade. In Thetford, comedian Joe Pasquale resides in a 16th century cottage that is said to be haunted by a World War II German pilot. The ghostly figure has been seen by the previous owner and has made its presence known to Pasquale's tour manager. Motion-activated toys have been triggered without cause, and the atmosphere grows inexplicably tense at times. Some visitors have also heard the soft humming of German lullabies drifting from an empty room. The cottage features historical elements like a priest's hole and witches' marks, adding to its eerie charm. Despite the unsettling occurrences, Pasquale has embraced the spirit's company, finding comfort in the unique energy of his home. It's as if the spirit is tied to the house, unwilling to leave even as the world moves on around it. Norfolk's rich history and folklore provide a fertile ground for tales of the supernatural, where the past and present intertwine and time seems to collapse on itself. 10. Suffolk's quiet villages and dense woodlands are home to stories that chill the soul. In the village of Lavenham, the Guildhall is a historic building with a dark reputation. During the 16th century, it is believed to have been used for executions, and the spirits of those who met their end here are said to haunt the premises. Visitors have reported hearing the sound of chains dragging across the floor, and some claim to have seen figures in period clothing standing in the windows. The smell of blood and burning wood is said to hang in the air, as if the past continues to bleed into the present. Nearby, in the woods of Rendlesham Forest, a series of unexplained lights and sightings in 1980 have led to the area being dubbed Britain's Roswell. While not a traditional haunting, the events have left a lasting impression on those who experienced them. People still report seeing strange glowing orbs in the sky at night, and some have even felt an unnatural coldness before the lights appear. Suffolk's blend of historical sites and unexplained phenomena make it a region rich in eerie tales where even the most tranquil corners are haunted by things beyond understanding. 11. Northumberland. Northumberland's rugged landscapes and ancient castles are steeped in legends and ghost stories. At Bamburgh Castle, the ghost of a Northumbrian princess is said to appear every 7 years. Dressed in a pink gown, she wanders the castle before gliding to the beach, searching for her lost love. Her sorrowful presence is felt by those who visit during the anniversary of her death. It is said that on stormy nights, her cries can be heard carried by the wind, though no one is ever there. In Blancheland, the Lord Crewe Arms Hotel, dating back to 1165, is built upon the former Abbey Guest House. It is reputedly haunted by the ghost of Dorothy Forster, the sister of General Tom Forster, who hid in the fireplace during the 1715 Jacobite Rising. Guests have reported sightings of her apparition and an overwhelming sense of her presence. Some even say that Dorothy's restless spirit lingers in the corners of the inn, watching over those who stay there. Northumberland's rich history and folklore provide a backdrop for tales that continue to captivate and terrify, where the boundary between legend and reality seems thin. 12. Cumbria. Cumbria's serene lakes and towering fells hide stories of the supernatural beneath their tranquil surfaces. In the village of Hawkshead, the old grammar school is said to be haunted by the spirit of a former headmaster. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps in the empty corridors and the faint sound of chalk scraping across the blackboard. Some even claim to have seen the apparition of a stern, disapproving man watching over the school grounds as if still teaching after death. On the shores of Windermere, a haunting legend persists. It's said that on stormy nights, the ghostly figure of a sailor can be seen walking the pier, his lantern flickering in the wind. He vanished one night, never to return, but his search for his lost crew continues. Witnesses have described feeling as though they are being watched by unseen eyes as the sailor's figure slowly fades into the mist. Cumbria's haunting beauty is matched only by the chilling legends that linger in the mist, where the line between the living and the dead is often blurred. 13. Shropshire. Shropshire's rural landscapes conceal not just ancient monuments, but darker legends too. In Ludlow, the haunting of the castle is legendary. The ghost of a young woman, said to have been murdered by her lover, haunts the castle's grounds, appearing as a faint figure by the castle wall. Guests staying overnight sometimes hear cries of distress from an unseen woman, as if the tragic event is playing out over and over again. Further into the county, in the town of Much Wenlock, stories circulate about a mysterious figure seen wandering the woods. Cloaked in shadow, the figure is said to be none other than the devil himself, roaming the land to collect lost souls. Some even claim that the devil appears in the form of a black dog with glowing eyes that pierce the dark. The quiet nature of Shropshire hides stories of things that are far from quiet, and the land, rich in legend, calls to those brave enough to listen. 14. Nottinghamshire. Nottinghamshire's legendary Sherwood Forest is where the past meets the supernatural, entwining with the stories of Robin Hood and his merry men. But the forest holds more than just tales of outlaw heroes. Some claim that the ghost of Robin Hood himself roams the trees at night, guiding lost travelers to safety. His presence is most often felt when the fog rolls in, thick and mysterious, obscuring the moon. Those who've encountered him speak of an overwhelming sense of peace, as if they've been led out of danger by the legendary outlaw. In the town of Nottingham, the ancient caves beneath the castle are rumored to be haunted by the spirits of prisoners who once dwelled there. Their cries echo through the narrow, damp tunnels, long after the prisoners are gone. Some say that the caves still house the restless souls of those who died in the prison, with their faces appearing in the walls when the torches go out. The whispers of Sherwood Forest and the ancient stones of Nottinghamshire continue to tell their stories to those who dare to listen. 15. Worcestershire. Worcestershire is a county filled with tranquil gardens and rolling hills, but beneath its peaceful surface, there are tales that are anything but calm. In the town of Worcester, the haunting of the Guildhall is well known. The ghost of a woman, said to have been a servant, executed unjustly, is said to walk the halls, her heavy footsteps echoing throughout the night. Some have heard her voice, calling out in despair, her sorrow lingering in the stone walls of the old building. At the Fleece Inn in Bretforton, a 16th century establishment, a restless spirit is said to haunt the pub. The ghost of a farmer whose land was taken by the inn's previous owners reportedly walks the rooms, searching for his lost farm. Locals swear that during the night they can hear the faint sound of hooves approaching, only to find the courtyard empty. Worcestershire's calm exterior hides the restless spirits of its past, waiting to remind us that some ghosts never leave, and the past is forever tied to the land. Thanks for watching Creepy Experience. If you enjoyed these chilling tales, don't forget to subscribe and share with friends who love a good scare. Which haunted corner of the UK are you from? Let us know in the comments.